hit like, and subscribe. You're watching the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel.
Peace, family. This is your brother, Marc Lamont Hill. Welcome to Night School. Every night here on the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel, we hold Night School, where we break down the most controversial subjects, the most contested debates, the most interesting subjects going on in the world today. And tonight is absolutely no different. We got a bunch of stuff to cover. Not really a bunch, but we got enough. We got conversations we want to have. We got topics we want to get into. And I could not be happier to be having those conversations with you all. Thank you for watching. As always, thank you for supporting. We got so many people who have gotten memberships, some through donations from others and some themselves, and all of it, I'm grateful for, yo. I couldn't be more excited. I'm also excited to have some real conversations offline with people about sort of what has excited them about the channel, what they'd like to see develop with the channel, what they like more of, what they like less of. And I'm happy to offer that too. So please understand that everything that you ask for, you're not going to get, but a whole bunch of stuff that you would like to see added, we're going to get to. So just thank you for your consistency. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the love. We're getting there, man. I have had quite a day. Spent 8 hours recording the Joe Budden podcast, so it's been a long day. But I had such a good time. I can't wait for y'all to see the latest episodes. I guess one of which should be out tonight or tomorrow at the latest, but certainly soon. It's going to be good. A lot of things happening in the news. And one of the cool things about working across these different platforms is I can have different conversations in different places. And I don't even know what that means. Someone just said to me, Marc Lamont Hill, you are to blacks what Max Kellerman is to the Jews. What does that mean? Is that a compliment? Is that a diss? Shout out to Max Kellerman. I like Max Kellerman. And known him a long, long time. We actually auditioned for a show together on CNN a million years ago. Neither of us got the job. That said, I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna take it as a compliment. Hasna said, "We are grateful for you, Dr. Lamont Hill." And again, Ramadan Mubarak to everybody who is Sayyam, to everybody who is fasting and making that beloved sacrifice. People writing in from all kinds of places. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know where you're writing in from. Let me know where you're from. Put your name, put your city, put your state, put your country, because all of it matters to me. Bullet, that's right. I came through with the Uncle Bobby's hoodie today, y'all. Make sure you check out Uncle Bobby's stuff. Go to unclebobby's.com. I don't always, I'm bad at promoting stuff. I will say I'm very bad at promoting my own stuff in particular. Not for any reason other than it just doesn't come natural to me, but I'm glad to be doing it, man. Uncle Bobby's, that is. So please support that. And support, I got a book. Do I have a copy of the book? I don't even know if I have a copy of the book, but it's called For Gaza's Children. Have we talked about the For Gaza's Children? Maybe we should talk about that at some point. Like maybe now. I don't know. I edited an anthology along with Hakeem Adabouti and Keith Gilliard's called For Gaza's Children. And I think it's great. I'm proud of it. I'm excited by it. And I'd like to think that you will be too. And it released a couple weeks ago. And I'm trying to pull it up now for you. You can get it straight through Third World Press. You can also get it all in everywhere books are they're sold. But we've been doing book talks on that. We've been traveling around the country doing that. And again, I hope that you find value in that. Not just because I'm the editor or Hakeem Adabouti or Keith Gilliard are the editors, but because we got dope people in the actual book. We got contributors from all over the world. We got powerful writers from all across the geographic landscape. Here's a picture of the book cover. And shout out to my boy Dante Neal, also known as Mars, for the art. But The book is called For Gaza's Children, Black, Brown, and Jewish Writers and Poets Speak Out. Again, so proud to be a part of this book. We have contributions from Alice Walker, from Robin Kelly, from Zahra Ali, from Hakim Adaboudi, to Talib Kweli, to, I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. Someone said, "Oh, you know what? I told y'all about book another. I guess you could buy it from my bookstore too. Here's a link. Yeah, go to Bookshop, grab it from us. That would be dope. It's always dope when people do that. I appreciate it. Yo, Izek Hemsi just gifted 5 memberships. Yo, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bullet the Bunny, thank you for thanking him. And by the way, I owe you a message back. I've just been overwhelmed. As always, Juicy says, you are very much needed on JVP. Thank you for that. I love being on a JVP. JBP, not to be confused with JVP. I'm down both. But it's been a blessing. And I think the chemistry is great. You know, those brothers and sister are all amazing. And I learn so much from them every day. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun doing it. So the growth and the development is mutual. We see some other comments coming in. People coming in from the Heights. Man, Cleveland in the building. People coming in from Kansas City. I appreciate it, y'all. Yeah, let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up. We get these likes up. Get these subscriptions up. And of course, if we get some people to become members, that's pretty powerful as well, man. If you get those memberships going, let's do it. Thank y'all. All right, y'all. Let's get to some stories. I see some more. Oh my God, y'all are just showering me with gratitude and praise and love, and I'm sending it right back to y'all, man. Y'all are so amazing. I love y'all. Let's get to some of these stories. The first one, the one that has disturbed me all day, quite honestly, has been the story out of Columbia University. Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, still can't believe that, personally approved the arrest of a Palestinian student protest leader at Columbia University. And he did it using some old school Cold War era law, a law that was originally meant to target Holocaust survivors suspected of being Soviet agents. That's what sources inside the State Department and the Department of Homeland Security are saying. They are being very tactical, very strategic in how they are using these laws. Here's why it matters. The man's name is Mahmoud Khalil. Mahmoud Khalil is a green card holder. That means he's not a visitor. He's not a passerby. He has constitutional free speech rights like every other American. Now, when they arrested him, they lied. First, he said that his student visa had expired. He's like, I don't have a student visa. They went to get his paperwork, and then they just locked him up anyway. But the government is trying to deport him, not because he committed a crime, but because they say that he is a threat to U.S. foreign policy. The question is how, right? Because he spoke out for negotiating student protest. They haven't presented any evidence against him yet, but that's basically what's happening. The idea here is that if you support organizations or interests that run counter to U.S. foreign policy interests, they can say that you are a threat and you got to be put out. That was the idea. And they're saying that because he supports the Palestinian resistance, because he supports Palestinian national liberation, he is a supporter of things that counter U.S. interests. Why? Because they say he supports Hamas. And they say if you support Hamas, you support terrorism. If you support terrorism, then you support the downfall of the West. It's a whole bizarre syllogism that doesn't really hold up or to any scrutiny. But it doesn't matter. All you need is smoke, not fire. And that's what they got. But isn't it just about one student? There are reportedly multiple targets being investigated under this same law. And if this law stands, what's to stop them from deporting other people? Any activist, any organizer, anybody who says they're not down with U.S. foreign or domestic policy. The U.S. is clearly silencing dissent. And I got to tell you, Donald Trump was honest about this. Donald Trump said from the rip, this is what I'm going to do. He looked at Columbia University in particular. He looked at that campus and he said, we got to deport these anti-Americans. We got to deport these anti-Semites. We got to deport all these things. And this is where the conflation of anti-Zionism, anti-Semitism, critics of Israel with critics of or haters of Jews, all this stuff gets mixed in. And they're taking it out on students. They're deporting you. They're literally scaring people into silence. They know what they're doing, these universities. They know what they're doing, these institutions. They know what they're doing, this administration. So let's not be unclear about that. Columbia University has been such a bizarre place for the last year, but really for a long time. And despite all this kowtowing, all this scratching when you do not itch and laughing when you are not tickled, as they say, they still got their funds cut too. Big T, Donald Trump ain't worried about that. I mean, they capitulated. They criminalized their students. They surveilled them. They locked them up. They handed them to the wolves. They handed faculty to the wolves. And Donald Trump didn't care. His administration didn't care. They still are treating Columbia University just like all these other, liberal universities or neoliberal universities. So I feel bad for them, but it's hard also for me to have that much sympathy. Anyway, let's move on to another story. And by the way, if you got a question for me, drop a super chat or a super thanks or sticker or whatever you want that allow you to ask the question and drop it in. I'm taking some super chat questions tonight. Now, this isn't a normal Q&A night, but I will take some super chat questions if you have one or two. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in Gaza. I never want to forget Gaza. It's time for our Gaza update. Again, I remind you yesterday that the Gazan Health Ministry has confirmed that at least 48,503 Palestinians have been killed and 111,927 have been wounded in Israel's war on Gaza. Gaza's government media office has updated its death toll to more than 61,700, saying that thousands of Palestinians are missing under the rubble. And at this point, they are confirmed dead. And of course, as I've been saying for a long time, at least 1,139 people were killed in Israel during the October 7th, 2023 attacks, and more than 200 were taken captive. I like to keep that Israeli number there so you can really see the sharp contrast between deaths in one place and deaths in another place. And of course, all human life matters. All human life is worthy to be protected and cared for and invested in. But it's just getting so bad that the disparity makes it hard to focus on anything but these innocent people who keep dying. Anyway, Hamas announces the start of a new round of negotiations as U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff and delegates from Israel arrive in Doha, which is the capital of Qatar, to discuss a ceasefire in Gaza. The big challenge right now in terms of the ceasefire is that Israel doesn't want to move to phase 2. Israel wants to stay in phase 1 of the ceasefire so that they don't have to be accountable for what phase 2 entails, which is permanent stoppage of violence. They don't want to move to that part. They want to just say, keep giving us our hostages back. Keep doing this, keep doing this, keep doing this. And they keep moving the target, moving the goalposts. And so Hamas is saying, look, we're here to have the conversation. Let's talk about how to get to a ceasefire. And it could just be honoring your word, Israel. But we'll see what happens on the ground. In the meantime, Israel is stepping up its attacks in Gaza. They've killed at least 8 people, including a child, as the United Nations and relief groups urge an end to the Israeli blockade on all aid entering the Strip. But the problem is Israel, again, does not seem to want to lift the blockade in any way, form, or fashion. Ultimately, this is collective punishment. It's that simple. Also, Israel returns 5 Lebanese citizens it took captive and announced that it's going to be entering talks on demarcating the Israeli-Lebanon border. It also says that Israeli troops will remain in occupied Syrian territory for a, quote, unlimited period. All right, fam, that is the update in Gaza. let's talk about another one of y'all favorite losers. And I hate to call him a loser because he's obviously, now he's a loser. Anyway, Elon Musk is out here trying to run the US government like a startup. But guess what? His investors at Tesla, they're not feeling it too much. The company's stock tanked 15% on Monday, and Wall Street is spooked by collapsing sales worldwide. The question, of course, is why? The answer is Elon Musk can't seem to keep his mouth shut. His far-right extremism, his 2 Nazi salutes at Trump's inauguration, they've all sparked global protests and even vandalism at Tesla dealerships. And of course, Musk himself, he's barely holding it together. When asked how he's managing his businesses while gutting the U.S. government with his so-called, Department of Government Efficiency, Elon, your boy, damn near broke down on live TV. Check this out.
Action. You're hearing a call to action.
Yeah.
You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty. Yeah, I mean.
But there's no turning back, you're saying?
I'm just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste and fraud, and so far we're making good progress.
So it's a call to action. You're hearing a call to action?
I mean, the man was damn near in tears, and it's hard to weep for somebody worth more money than everybody else in the world could buy. And I don't. But it is noteworthy and interesting, because here's the real issue. Musk's gig is about eliminating fraud. But so far, the biggest scam, it's him. It's absolutely him. His department is already digging into $1.6 trillion in Social Security. And experts say his waste cutting has nothing to do with actual fraud. So what's he doing? Is he actually fixing the government? Or is he just lining up the next government contract for SpaceX? I don't know. But what I do know is Tesla's in free fall. Elon is losing money fast. And billionaire tears, they just don't hit the same. All right, y'all. Before we go, again, if you got questions, drop them in. There's another story. And forgive me if this story disgusts you. I am not a fan. I'm telling the story because it needs to be told. But I'm disgusted by it and by him. I just want to preface everything by saying that. Anyway, R. Kelly. Oof. Trigger warning for everybody. Needs to know that. Anyway, just when you thought the residuals challenge was winding down, here comes R. Kelly. He's literally doing the residuals challenge, which is all over the internet. He's doing it from jail. The former king of R&B put his spin, his distinct take on the Chris Brown hit, but instead of showing off his vocal runs, he's out here crying about missing money. Listen to what this dude put out, man. I don't know what to say. You know what? Hold on for a second. Yeah. Dude went on, I don't know. Look, I mean, cats in jail got time. I ain't really mad at him for taking the time. I'm mad at us for how fast and effectively this thing spread. Anyway.
You may begin thinking now. I got 2 minutes. Let's go. First, I want to thank my fans for being a realist. Now let's get down to business on this crazy beat. Had to make this phone call just to let you know you ain't shit. Questions on my mind. Questions on my mind. Just selling my music, making all this money. Don't even send shit to my books for commentary, no. So I'm in this place, I know I don't deserve it. No, this question's on my mind. This question's on my mind. Did I build you up? Build you up? When I wrote you off? How you not gonna show me love? Show me love. I'm not talking about no cheating. Tell me who's getting all my chance? Where's my money? Tell me who's getting deep in my grind? All of that's supposed to be mine. Oh, who gave you 34 years? Who made you billions of dollars? Who put the R in the R&B side and is killing me and still making me all of them it through? Tell me who's getting all of mine? Who's getting all of mine? Residuals. I just need to know. Tell me who.
So, a couple caveats here. First, this is the first R. Kelly song I've listened to on purpose in 15, 20 years. I don't know, whatever Happy People came out. I'm not listening to this because I want y'all to listen to it. I don't listen to R. Kelly. I mean, as a matter of principle, I don't listen to R. Kelly's music. But when this came out, there were a couple sort of issues that were circulating that I thought was interesting. And I wanted to make sure that we took a moment to talk about it. First of all, I'm shocked at how many fans still exist. I'm shocked at how many people are excited about this. R. Kelly said a couple days ago that he has written 25 albums in prison. And I believe it. He was prolific outside of prison. So I don't doubt that he's written 25 albums. And I bet you all of them don't suck. It's not all trapped in the closet. But why do y'all want an R. Kelly album so bad? I get his talent. I mean, even on the song, you can hear he can still sing. He still has creativity. He still knows how to produce. Can't we just move on? Also, sidetracking note. How is this dude doing stacked harmonies and layered vocals and doubles and ad-libs on a prison call? Yo, nobody is more ingenious than people incarcerated. Yo, they figure out how to do everything. What Melville Herskovitz talking about, deification of accidents. Yo, they get that thing down musically, sonically, electronically, telephonically, whatever it is. If you're in prison, you figure it out. So I was a little surprised by that, or impressed by that. But that ain't about R. Kelly. It's just about what prisoners can do with R. Kelly. I don't care about the content of the music. I don't care if the music is good or not. I don't care if the song is good or not. I don't rock with it. But when R. Kelly made the song, it was kind of, I was forced to listen to it. I sort of thought, wow, this is an opportunity to get a window into his mind, right? Because I remember before R. Kelly was incarcerated, he had this sense of, woe is me. He had this sense of the world is against me. I'm being framed. I'm being set up, even in the face of concrete evidence. Remember him on Gayle King, where he's like, I'm fighting for my life and all this bullshit. And it's like, yeah, no one's buying it, sir. So I thought maybe he's different. But no, in the lyrics, he's saying, I don't belong here. You know, and he's also talking about people taking his money. Well, you have all kinds of fees due. It doesn't shock me that your money's going gone. But at the end of the day, I would love to never hear from R. Kelly again. And I know you might say, well, why are you playing this? I'm not playing the music because I want you to hear it. I'm playing the music so that I can give you a sense of where R. Kelly is, because his story is central to how we talk about so many issues in this country around believing women and girls, around celebrity worship, and around mass incarceration and criminal injustice. I mean, I don't, as much as R. Kelly's a monster, I don't necessarily think that this punishment is the way to hold him accountable for what he did to all those people. But I'm open to brainstorming, thinking about those things. But as long as he is in prison, I need him to not think that he's being set up. I need him not to convince himself that everybody's a liar. I want him to acknowledge, to recognize that this is on you, bro. It's on you. No more R. Kelly talk here, I promise, ever again. But Jesus, what a disgusting person. All right, y'all. We got some questions coming in, and then we out. Any thoughts on the ICC arresting Rodrigo Duterte? It's good for human rights, but I suspect the Marcos Duterte political feud is behind it. I don't think you are wrong. By the way, Duterte is ex-president of the Philippines. If you want to see, maybe like 2 years ago now, I did an interview with one of his representatives over on Al Jazeera. And it was a fascinating conversation. But please know, the human rights abuses that are happening in Philippines are not small. And because we spend so much time in the Middle East and Africa, we sometimes lose sight of the fact that there are other places that have issues to deal with as well. And one of them is here. Now, what the ICC does with Duterte is going to be interesting. We often call it the ACC. We often call it the ACC instead of the ICC because it's often the African Criminal Court. Brown people, black people get punished, white folk don't. So I'm interested to see where they play along that scale. But at this moment in history, but at the end of the day, I'm always happy when the ICC intervenes and says, "Look, you are committing war crimes. You are committing war crimes. That's crimes against humanity. All this stuff. I am down for people to be held accountable because international law is only as good as its enforcement. And lately, we haven't enforced much of anything." Brother Mark, consider the fact that the whole of a person is not all bad. Forgiveness does not require qualifications. Nevertheless, he is a dangerous person and he does belong there. So a couple of thoughts to that. And thank you for that wonderful, thoughtful comment to Dallas's finest, Jazz LP. No, I don't think any whole person is bad, right? I don't think people are literally evil or monsters. I don't think that at all. I think all of us fall short. All of us deserve love, forgiveness, mercy, grace, all those things. You said forgiveness does not require qualifications. For me, it does. To me, there has to be some level of contrition, some level of accountability. I don't need to just forgive people just because. That's not to say that it's wrong to do so, but I also don't think it's wrong for people to say, "Look, I can't forgive you for what you did to me if you're not contrite. I can't forgive you if you're not willing to make me whole again." Right? Then what are we talking about? And so forth and so on. Do you sell your books and audiobooks? If you mean the books at Uncle Bobby's, some yes, some no. If you mean my own personal books, absolutely. They're all in audiobooks. Zane Khan said Friday Mark is different on the pod. Is that true? I don't know. I don't see myself as different. I think I'm the same person every day. I think they're just starting to trust me to be myself a little bit more and to give me room to cook. They've always been great to me, and we've always had great chemistry. I just think as you get to know somebody, you realize what they're strong at, and you lean into it. And just all my co-hosts, all my colleagues there, they've all just done an amazing job of holding that space for me. Shout out to Dr. Atlassian, who gifted $99.99 to the channel. You have no idea how much this means. You have no idea how grateful I am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate you. Yes, Khair Mubarak. So who the 67 said Ramadan Mubarak to all celebrating. We need to continue to band together to stop this injustice. That's right. Organized people defeat organized power. It's really that simple. Liberal Coffee said, Mark, we need a leader for the black community. You didn't choose the position chose you, not me. I don't want that. I want to sit in my little office and write and read and think, and I'll protest and I'll organize. I'll do teachings, but I don't think I need to be the leader. I'm not sure there needs to be a singular leader, but if there is or she is, they don't live in this house. Anyway, fam, I don't see no other questions coming in, so I'm going to say thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that join button. But most importantly, in terms of the financial stability of the show, hit that join button. The like is good, the subscribe is great, but the join is the one. That allows us to grow. That allows us to build studio space. That allows us to get workout faster. It allows us to expand. That allows us to expand the team. So many good reasons to do it. But if you can't make, actually, hold on. I see another comment coming in. Forgive me. This is about Dr. Feroz. Okay. But again, thank y'all for these wonderful comments. Thank you for these wonderful questions. You have no idea how grateful I am. Anyway, hit that join button so you can become a monthly paid subscriber to the channel. But if you can't do that, I understand. But hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make a one-time payment. It could be $1. It could be $10. It could be $1 million, which would be amazing. But anything in the middle, we've rocked with too. So please look at Cash App, Pen Pal. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I'm saying all the wrong words. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. And drop something in. Again, $1 is not too low. $1 million is not too high. Whatever you want in the middle is good. But I would say that if everybody watching tonight were to drop $10 in the basket. We'd be able to meet our goals for the month. Just $10. Anyway, family, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.